Welcome, everybody. I'll start by quickly presenting myself. My name is Ezekiel. I'm co-founder of Binbash and currently product owner for our main solution, Leverage, which we are going to present here. And I would like to thank you for having come this far and being watching our introduction here today. Our solution, Binbash Leverage, focuses on creating reusable, high-quality infrastructure as code, mainly in Terraform. For many, the standard infrastructure as code solution nowadays. We currently develop and support a reference architecture for AWS. Of course, our architecture is integrated with our infrastructure as code library, which includes Terraform modules, Ansible roles, Helm charts, and dockerfiles. How we implement it? Well, our solution is orchestrated in automation using our self-developed Leverage CLI, which is an open-source Python-based command line interface. Here's the problem. After several years orchestrating cloud infra in AWS, we face the same problems again and again. We could say that for most software development teams, managing cloud infrastructure is hard, really hard. To deliver software, there are hundreds or even thousands of small details and considerations you have to get just right, such as how to design your network topology, how to run a highly available and scalable server cluster, such as Kubernetes, how to set up CI/CD pipelines, how to configure monitoring, alerting, and logs, how to manage secrets, security, and compliance concerns, and so on and so forth. And based on our experience, very few companies have the time, resources, knowledge, or expertise to do this right. So, based on this premise, the three main problems we've seen, which you probably identify with at least one of them, are: first, ever-increasing complexity. Teams develop custom AWS solutions from scratch, in general not following best practices. For our case, it should be the well-known AWS Well-Architected Framework, reinventing the wheel every time, resulting in ever-increasing complexity in their cloud environments. Second problem, and also related to the first one, poor quality and cost rising. Since the team is building everything from scratch for every project, the infra code is completely unproven. The timeline is difficult to predict, so projects could stretch a lot more than expected. As a result, time is wasted and cost rises significantly. And when the whole thing is done, what happened? You're left with a pile of scripts someone else wrote or a manually provisioned infra, which is a very bad idea, a very bad practice, with no documentation, no tests, and no simple way to ask questions about it. Finally, the third problem that probably triggered the first two we've mentioned is skills and talent shortage. Currently, the software and cloud computing industry is exponentially increasing its demand, while the number of engineers and specialists is very limited, generating a hard dependency in few people inside teams, poor collaboration, and favoring hero behavior. So, after facing these three major problems in dozens of projects, we finally decided to develop our solution. How we solve the presented problems? Okay, Leverage will grant. First, reusability and ops excellence, as mentioned before, based on a modularized infrastructure as code approach, where components have been developed under best practices, mainly following the AWS Well-Architected Framework. Please consider that since all these modules are open source, you'll have the ownership to reuse them when required. Second, Leverage is fully supported and customizable. Our core features, including the reference architecture, the infrastructure as code library, and our CLI, are supported by our experienced and top talented engineering team. And our library could be customized, extended, and composed with our support, or even by your own team. Remember that the client keeps full rights of the infra code with a clear and complete documentation. Third, our solution delivers higher quality and cost optimization by design. So, considering the reusability, ops excellence, and support leverage pillars, we can deliver a higher quality and cost optimized solution, enabling better code quality and maturing modules, which are proven and tested, directly reducing implementation times and also both infra and development costs. And remember, because all the leverage code and modules are already built, we can get your project up and running on AWS at least 2 times faster than a consulting company, typically in just few weeks. We'll build and manage the infrastructure so your team can focus on your product development, delivering new features, and reducing time to market.